Good. Happy to be up first. How your family, brother?
Good, man. Thank God.
Blessings. Man.
Yes.
Knock on wood, eh?
Come again?
Knock on wood.
Yes, always. I'm
Simon,
thankful for that.
the government drowned.
The government what?
But the government drowned. The little boy would have said then drowned it.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Simon, we have spoken about crime more than once.
Yes.
And I believe that a state of emergency is a tool that the government needs to use in dealing with crime. However, the way they are using it, Simon, is unworkable. The police force in Jamaica does not have the capacity to deal with a state of emergency in 7 parishes as a crime fighting tool. Here is how the government needs, and I hear you ask a question yesterday, that why when the 14 days done, they not call it back after. But here how it needs to be done, Simon. You need to get the information first. When you do an investigation, you have information. Let's say them said down Lindos Road where you were there.
Right.
Is a area where you have gunman and gun in there and whatever.
Right.
You call a state of emergency for 7 or 14 days just in that area. Lock it down tight as a sardine tin. Go in, gather your evidence, because you can't call state of emergency to get information.
Yes.
It's evidence you're supposed to get now.
But isn't that what they did with St. Catherine the other day?
That's not what they did.
Yes, they declared a state of emergency in St. Catherine. Couldn't sustain it. Couldn't present the regulations. And
but what may I say, Simon, hear me I say to you. How they are calling a state of emergency, just call a state of emergency, no work, no in it. You have to have the information and you say, all right, we have a search all them out because guns supposed to there's some about in the area. So you're going to go work. You know, just call a state of emergency and stand up out the road, a search vehicle where you pass. A state of emergency as a crime fighting tool is a shock and awe. Go in, dig up, capture some man where you can't capture. And when you finish in that area, the Simon, you get information to them up with a JBC there.
Yeah.
Then you move a state, you call a state of emergency just up the stuff.
But this is a very unusual position for your comrade.
No, but we need to deal with the crime, Simon. But it needs to be precise.
Then why you don't tell your leadership that?
You see, anytime we get in power, Simon, 6 months we are bringing down the crime rate. What I said to you the other day, remember the other day with the land something,
Simon?
That
sounds like we can sleep with the window and door open.
No, we never say that. Because you can't stop crime. You can bring it down to a level where we can say, all right, it's not good, but we can live. And the last PNP administration had better crime numbers than this.
Yeah, but not
you
much
remember
better. Let's not compare numbers because none of them is that brilliant.
None of them is brilliant, but one is better than the other. 2 of them is not the same.
Okay.
And those are facts.
Yeah.
But you remember the other day when the houses were hit down, when we said to you?
Yes.
If the Prime Minister have information that criminals are selling lands, and him couldn't catch them criminals because him know before him go lit down the house.
Right.
So, all the information, Simon, you send under cover agent go buy land and capture the man them where sell the land where they did. If that kind of information, we couldn't deal with it. It shows why we can't deal with the crime situation in the country. There is no will. I heard the Police Federation chairman talking about the lack of uniform, the lack of arms, before Peter Bunting and Dan Webby come out and say only 17% of the budget was spent. So what this permanent secretary is saying to us is that almost 80% of the budget for the security was only on 2 items.
3,
and
then
say, 3 items.
Yes.
And then the government is bragging that they're spending so much.
I still can't wrap my head around that. I'm saying that the 80% was on the ships and on cyber security.
Exactly. 2 items. So that for sure you said the money where the government has said they must spend is not being spent properly. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, we've been trying to get the National Security Minister to come because I want an explanation for that. I don't pretend to know everything, but I'd love an explanation.
We have some questions.
Yeah, because on the face of it, that doesn't make no sense to me.
It is really heart-boggling that a small country like Jamaica of maybe 2% of the population creating anarchy and we can't deal with them. You can't call a state of emergency the way they do it. One more thing before I go, Simon.
Yes.
I hear you ask yesterday, show me a minister that did anything to better people's lives.
Yes.
And you spoke about what was the bus service before?
JOS.
JOS.
So you're young?
Yeah, no man, I know JOS, man. Me drive on JOS, my mother used to collect on JOS.
Okay.
When the JOS was wrapped up, we had a terrible transportation system coming up into the 90s.
Yes.
And Peter Phillips
yes.
brought in the JUTC and brought some decency to the transport industry for a while.
Yes.
He never lost got the money and mash it up. So there you have one. But finally, land, we call it for local reparation, Simon. Reparation for the children of slaves from the government of Jamaica. And I'm saying do that in the form of land. Give land to the children of slaves. Our foreparents worked, and when slavery was abolished, they got nothing. The slave masters got money. I am saying that the government of Jamaica, who is the custodians of so-called crown land, and we need to burn out
so you just think of this after so long in power?
No, I have Simon, that's the first me ever running now. So me young in the politics, and me's not a politician. I am a nation builder, but I am using politics as my tool to build a nation.
Well, it's a good question. Local reparations before you address the bigger international thing.
Right, and the two of them can go hand in hand. Because, I mean, we have the land here. People need land. We talk about land for farming, and that's why I'm so upset with the present administration when they changed the road network from Harborview to Port Antonio. Because what that new road would have done for us, Simon, is open a lot of virgin land. Yeah? And we believe that Jamaicans need to start get some 10-acre block and some 15-acre block for the farm. Because there are those of us who are interested in farming, want to farm, but we never grew up born with a gold spoon in our mouth, so we don't get none of the land. Yeah? And we don't want it to take like that. The government want lease sweet, for a long lease, so we put in farm with a clause in like that, and if you stop farm, somebody else get it. Because the land's not supposed to be sit down and we're not producing. Because if we don't cut the food importation bill in a Simon, this country is in serious problem. And I told people from the debate in the 2020 election, when Mark Golding and Nigel Clark debated, Nigel Clark for the 90 minutes never mentioned agriculture once. And I believe for a man who angled the purse, that was a serious indicator that agriculture was not on the forefront of these people.
Paddy, from the 70s, we've known this, and we've come along, and we've reached a situation now where the buzz phrase is food security, and we don't have it.
But I tell people, Simon, that's why we are comrades, because Michael Manley culture us, and we saw it that this was the way to go. If we feed ourselves, then we can stand up on our own.
Yes, that was the first thing. Try feed yourself. Stop spend money on Mars bar and cornflakes and invest it in. But anyway,
what we do, Simon, is support foreign farmers who are also subsidized by their government.
Yeah. All right, Colin, we have to leave it there. We'll talk again. All right, let's take the break.